What's Spirit's message for you right now? Hi, beautiful soul. We're looking at a message from you, from your higher self, from your spirit team, or from an energy you're looking to hear a message from at this time, of in and of pure positive divine light energies. For your highest, best good, highest, best, highest power that you wish, want, need, choose, and prefer. All right, so these are the 3 piles that we'll be looking at: the Ace of Swords, the King of Cups, and the Six of Cups. Timestamps are below. Hope you enjoy your reading, your message. Much love and light. Hey, beautiful pile 1, the Ace of Swords. The number 7 want to come out, so this might be relevant if you see a lot of 7s or 1s at this time. Okay. I'm also getting 7, like you're connecting with your guides or intuition a lot at this time, and you kind of know like they have a lot of downloads coming in for you. You're like aware of that, even acutely. Okay, what's your message? Okay, so right now you're kind of being, I'm getting put in like an energetic cocoon at this time. So you probably know this. So when things are aligning for you, I'm getting that. Like, you can tell that there's a shift happening for you. And for example, for me, I know if something big happens, like I get new information about my life, I make a major decision, or I'm about to make a major decision, or I become aware that a shift is happening in my life because I'm making a decision, a new opportunity has come in, or it's about to come in, and I can feel the shift, has happened within me. And now it's going to manifest externally in my environment. Whenever that happens, I feel kind of numb. And, a lot of people associate that numb feeling with like being sad or depressed, because you kind of feel numb. You don't feel your emotions when you're kind of being that, like have the emotions that in your face. So we have like a negative connotation association with feeling numb, but it also happens when big manifestations come through literally the next day or later that day. So I'm getting whatever that is for you. For me, it's like that numb feeling that like is your guides telling you like, hey, good things are happening. You just went through a major energetic shift, and we're just going to put you on pause. So you might like take a day off, or you might take a mental health day, or you might like, if it's like a day off already, you might just feel like being lazy instead of being productive, even though you want to be. And you might get all the same symptoms as like when you're depressed. Like you have things that you are interested in doing and passionate about doing, but you just feel like staying home and doing nothing. And you have to use your discernment. This isn't depression. This is actually like you're feeling fine, and then one day randomly for a few hours, for half a day, or for a full day or so, you just feel like numb for no reason. That's like that energetic shift. And usually it's around the time where like you came to new information, or something within you has shifted. So therefore your external environment is going to shift. So that is what's happening for you, I'm getting right now. So your guides are kind of telling you, yeah, it's like you feel sad, but you're not sad. Yeah, that card came up for... Let's see what the dragons have to say. Source dragon. Wow. Straight from source. Wow. So your messages, wow. Very, very powerful. It's straight from source energy. Attunes you to the infinite. Yeah. See, you're getting, wow. You're attuning straight to source energy. Like the energetic shift you're going through is like very deep. It's quantum level, or it's like even more than that. Like it's like at the smallest level and the biggest levels, because as within, so without. So like the deeper you go in, the bigger it's going to affect your external, right? So that's why it's really important to meditate and connect within yourself as much as you do externally in your external environment, because those two are related. You know how in that movie, like Ant-Man, I think it was a more recent one, or it might have been in one of the Avenger movies that Ant-Man was in, but like they use Ant-Man's like kind of technology to turn small. And it's kind of like as you get smaller and smaller and smaller, the way that the universe works is that like it loops back into the biggest parts of our universe. So like the smaller you go, it'll loop back into the biggest, parts of our physical reality. And the bigger you go, it'll loop back into the smallest part of our reality. So like it kind of is like a toroidal feel. It's kind of like a donut, right? But it kind of goes within itself. I don't know how to explain other dimensions, but basically, your change is that fundamental. It's at that deep a level that it's going to exchange your entire reality and your entire life path. That's why you get this kind of timeout energy kind of feeling, you know? King of Cups, you gotta take care of yourself right now. You gotta really bump up the self-love, self-care. Take a bath, go for a walk, cancel on things, move things to another day. You know, go easy on yourself. If you feel like doing something, indulging in something, go. If it's appropriate and it's something that you can handle and something that you know is good for you, go for it. You know, reach out to a friend. Whatever you got to do. Just kind of take it easy. If you're someone who works out hard, like don't work out so hard that day. You know, if you're someone who usually eats a lot, like maybe take it easy and fast a little bit today. And then vice versa, you know, like if you're someone who is usually so strict with your schedule, your routines, like, you know, indulge a little bit today, you know, can you kind of give your body or energy, your spirit needs a rest. Okay, so let's see. Let's do a past, present, future messages. We can get that. Blissful pleasure. Okay, so I feel like you've been getting glimpses of this future and you can feel it's very close now for you. You can already see it kind of manifesting in your life, which is beautiful. Like I feel like you're kind of like you don't even know how to like deal with it. It's like, wow, this thing is manifesting for me. This thing that I've always wanted. Like I feel like you don't even know how to act around it. You're like, I don't know what to do with this amount of money or this level of success or with everything being so peaceful and like good right now. Like, you know, like it's been like I feel like it might have been you've been doing so much that like you're kind of like shocked when it comes through for you. I don't even know what to do with myself right now. Listen to your intuition. Yeah, your intuition is guiding you very strongly right now. It's your guides, your spirit guides, your higher self, and your ancestors, past over loved ones, your, you know, ascended masters and angels and gods, goddesses, whatever you believe in. Like, they connect through your intuition. They connect through telepathic means, through energetic means. So, you hear that buzzing, you hear that high-pitched noise, you know they're around you. You can feel it, you can sense it. You know, it's probably time to tune in. You don't always have to go meditate and stuff. It's just tune in however you want to do it. Like for me, it's like, you know, tarot. Sometimes it's meditation. Sometimes it's through dreams. Sometimes it's just kind of going for a walk and letting my mind kind of be free and then letting the idea come to me, or doing creative projects or new creative things to kind of let those ideas come through. Sometimes it's just taking it easy, relaxing after going hard, you know, going day after day, putting in a lot of hours, things like that. Like, you know, just maybe sometimes it's like being quiet if you've been socializing a lot. If you've been too quiet, maybe it's like talking to more people. Whatever it is, just like you do your thing. Like, you know what you need right now, and your guides, your spirit team is going to find a way to get that message to you. Wow. Okay, so they're like, you should have started with this card. Okay. So there's been a lot of changes I'm getting, and these changes have been sometimes unpleasant just because things are working out for you. Okay. Yeah, it's weird. I feel like things are manifesting for you, but it still feels weird to you, and you associate that weird feeling with something negative, you know, even though it's not negative. It's so weird because it's a positive changes that are happening, but because your body is not used to things working out for you like in this way, or in this kind of new way, you kind of don't know how to react to it. It's unusual. There's an unknown factor. It's weird. It's different, and so we normally kind of associate that with something off, something negative, something unpleasant, right? Like how this numb feeling is something like, oh, that's depressive. We associate it with something negative. It's not negative though. These positive changes are good, and I think you know it too. You're like, these are good changes. Why am I acting so weird? Like I'm getting the thing that I want, because you're not used to getting it. You know, even though you think that you're going to be so positive when you win the lottery or get this opportunity that you've been waiting for, I'm getting Spirit is training you in small ways right now. So when the big things manifest for you, you can accept it without rejecting it by accident. So they're getting you used to things working out for you in beautiful, magical, miraculous ways. They're getting you used to it. Yeah, it's kind of like you're stepping into this new energy. And I'm getting 5D. So like you're probably stepping into more 5D energies, or being in that 5D energy more consistently. And it's just kind of like you have to, it's a learning curve, you know? Like you can just think something and it'll happen. And it's like hard to kind of keep yourself in that energy, keep yourself in that mindset. Like things are manifesting really quickly for you now, and really, really positive things are happening. You know, there's this other energy where it's just kind of like, you don't know how to celebrate, or you don't know what to do when good things are happening. So I think it's like you're also like learning how to celebrate, how to keep a happy energy, keep a happy, content mood, without crashing. Yeah, it's so weird, but like you have to learn how to be happy and peaceful for a long time. You're not used to it, and how to celebrate, and how to accept these things, and how to have a normal reaction to things working out. That's what I'm getting. Like you're learning how to have a normal reaction to things working out, because that's how effed up things have been. Like you don't want to accidentally reject this, you know? Especially with the big things about to manifest. So they're getting you used to it with the small things. We have the 2 5s here. Yeah, they're getting used to small changes really quickly, though. Things are happening pretty quickly for you. Okay, let's see. Baby steps. Yeah, that's exactly it. And the blissful pleasure, it's like, yeah, they're trying to get you to enjoy the small things. And like you are someone who enjoys the small things, but like in the past, it's like you had to enjoy the small things, because otherwise you wouldn't survive. And now it's like you don't need to enjoy the small things, because a lot of big things, everything is going your way now in every area of your life, right? But you have to get used to it. Like it's so weird. Instead of doing the baby steps of like healing and purging, you're doing the baby steps of like manifesting, getting what you need, what you want all the time. It's a different type of energy. You're not used to it, and you're just used to healing all the time and working through things and things falling out and learning lessons and all this, right? Baby steps, action. I'll follow your intuition before it makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of like you're being guided, and you're like, do I trust this guidance? And you're like, I do. But it's like, but they're telling me to do something that I normally wouldn't do. Like indulge, or, you know, stay up an extra hour, or, you know, things that like I wouldn't associate with something quote unquote good. But you're like trusting yourself. Like, I'm getting the guidance to do this. And it's like, I wouldn't have done this during my healing period, but now this new 5D energy, I think this is, you know, I'm seeing this activity or person or this situation through new eyes, through a 5D way. It's interesting. Wow. Okay, last card. Temperance in reverse in hand. Okay, so this is something that you might want to keep to yourself a little bit right now. But there are some big moves coming your way. So you're kind of getting used to things just kind of happening for you magically. Kind of getting used to things working out and staying good instead of falling out like a little bit later and stuff like you might be used to in the past. For things progressing, moving forward, you're not at a standstill anymore. Even big risks taking off, like big risks, because big risks and big opportunities are coming your way. And Spirit doesn't want you to accidentally like shun it because of your previous experience in your spiritual awakening journey, where you might have taken a lot of risk with very little payoff, and you had to like kind of believe in the small things, keep your hopes up, have a gratitude journal just to survive. But now things are working out for you, and that way you trust yourself and trust yourself in this new 5D energy that when bigger things come through, they're here to stay and they're going to work this time. It might be even an opportunity that you've had in the past. Let me pull up one. This is the before tarot and this is the after tarot I'm pulling from. Yeah, there we go. The 3 of Swords. And this sweet pea keeps getting hit. Blissful pleasure, yeah. So we got the 3 of Swords here. It's like, yeah, this is after. It's like letting go of that hurt because you've been kind of wronged for so long. Every time you took a risk, every time you took a positive action, you are knocked down. Not even just like slapped down, but like kind of beaten down by like the energies in your life because you had what you had to pull through in your journey to get to where you are now. No wonder you have kind of like, you know, like if someone's trying to like high five you and you kind of flinch because like you're used to someone like hitting you or something like that. Like I feel like that's the kind of energy you have when good things happen. You're like flinching. You're like, oh my God, like this is gonna hurt when it fails because like you're so used to it just failing or just being a lesson or just being really intense experience and very like, you know, that kind of stuff. It's like you're letting go of that like flinch, like that like kind of nervousness of like, oh, this is gonna fail. Like wow, like that's how much you've been through. Okay. And then we got the 10 of Wands in reverse. Wow. Okay. So it's like burdens released. Burdens and hurt released. Are you kidding me? That's so, wow, powerful. And Page of Wands, like always like kind of looking for, okay, I'm you know, this is not going to work. Like I'm ready for the next thing. I'm ready for the next thing. No, this is going to be long lasting. This is going to work out and work out for a very long time. And that's what you have to get used to. I love that. Pile 1. I hope you enjoyed your message. If you did, leave a like or comment, or just enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, much love and light. Hey, pile 2 with the King of Cups. I got the number 44 for you guys. So you might be seeing a lot of 44s, 144, or something with a lot of 4s in it. That motorcycle. If it's a unpleasant motorcycle sign like that, it's like something like you're taking a solo journey. But I feel like it was kind of like it's been an unpleasant solo journey is what I'm hearing. Like something about like you're leaving something behind and you're so happy to leave it behind because you've been kind of on your own for most of it and it's been so unpleasant for most of it that you're like, okay, like I'm done. Like, you know how kind of when you're, for example, even if it's something that you want to do, it's like, oh, you want to take a boat ride or something, or you want to go, you know, you want to go for like a hike or a bike ride or something, and you're like so excited for it, but like then you're kind of over it halfway through or something. You're like, yeah, like I thought I wanted to do this, but I'm kind of over it, you know, like there were some good parts, but you know, like it's raining, or you know, it's getting kind of cold, or you know, I'm getting kind of tired. You know, I don't really want to, you know, finish this journey. Kind of, I feel like you're kind of in that energy. You're like, oh, like I thought this was gonna be great, and like you know, good times, like good times and bad times, it equals out, kind of, you know. But it's worth it in the end. But you're like, kind of like I'm kind of tired of it. I just want to get this trip over with, you know. So I'm getting that kind of energy. Wow, the World card. And it's because major things are closing out for you. Big time. Closing out. I feel like you're like, you know, I'm not going to stop to get gas. This amount of gas is going to get me through to where I need to go. Petroleum, whatever you want to call it. Like, I'm not gonna fill the tank up on this car. Like, this baby's gonna get me home. Like, this baby's gonna get me to the next place, my next destination. I'm not pulling over. I'm not stopping. It's a straight shot. I'm getting there. You know, like, that's the kind of energy I'm getting. Like, it's like you're like, you can see your destination. It's like so close, and you're kind of like so over this trip or this like journey. You're like, I just want to get there now. Like, I don't care. I don't want to stop by for some sightseeing. Like, you know, I don't want to pull over for some sightseeing or whatever, taking pictures or lunch or anything. I just want to get there. Like, now at this point, I just want to get there. It's the kind of energy I'm getting. Wow, the Emperor. Okay. Yeah, so you can definitely tell that, like, whatever cycle you just completed was huge. It must have been like years. Very, very long, big cycle. Very, very important one too. Wow. One that kind of like sets you up for life, kind of. Like, whatever you went through in this past cycle, it literally set you up for life. That's why you're so anxious to get to that side. Like, yeah, you know what? It was great journey, fun. That's great. I just want to get to the other side. Like, I just want to enjoy the results of my hard work. I want to enjoy the fruits of my labor. I want to put my feet up in the hammock with grapes in my hands. Like, I'm ready to just relax now. Be happy, be peaceful, take it easy. Okay. The Golden Orange Dragon expands your light for ascension. Yeah. So I feel like you're stepping into a completely different vibration. And you're ready for it. You're like, I've been working hard. This is finally my time. Like, let's go. Nothing more to say. Just let's go. You're kind of like already daydreaming about what it's going to be like when you get there, you know, because it's so close. I feel like you didn't allow yourself to think too much about it. Like, maybe, I mean, I feel like you had to visualize a lot of things to get there, but like recently you've been just working so hard to finish everything up so you can just get there. And so you didn't have time to visualize like what it would be like on the other side. Maybe a little bit here and there, but not really, because you didn't want to like jinx it, kind of. But now you're there, and now you're starting to like have those excited like feelings again, where you're daydreaming like, oh my god, I wonder what it's going to be like. I wonder what this opportunity is going to be like, or what this new place or this new connection or this new whatever is going to be like. What am I going to be like in this new energy? What am I going to be able to enjoy? What am I going to be able to do? Like, I feel like your excitement is finally coming back. It's been a long, arduous journey. You're finally here. Okay, Lily, majesty and virtue. The lily is the emblem, rare of many virtues, good and rare. I don't think a lot of people do what you did. A lot of people don't go through that journey that you do. It's like the path least taken kind of thing. It's like not many people are that brave and courageous to go into that unknown, or to go down that path, the more difficult path. It's okay. So this is the before tarot. So we got the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. You're done putting in work. So I feel like there's a lot of kind of work that you did that you're like, I'm over this. Like, if I'm going to relate it to the spiritual journey, the initial spiritual journey cycle, when you first go through that initial spiritual awakening, most people go through that. Like, they have that one thing that pushes them over the edge to kind of fully start going to like rabbit holes of spiritual ideologies and theories. But it's not like, and then you're kind of like looking at it throughout life. That's how you know you're meant to kind of break through. But very, very few people kind of have it from when they're born, that they're like kind of just listen to their intuition and follow that guidance since they were like young. Most people kind of develop that throughout their life, listening to their guidance, learning discernment, connecting to their guides and stuff like that, doing their inner work. So you're kind of like, I'm over it. I've done enough inner work for 2-3 lifetimes. Time to get my rewards. Time to get what I worked hard for. And I feel like it's hard to see life in that way, that like we come here to learn lessons. We're not. We came here to be creative, to express ourselves in our unique frequency. But over time, we kind of made darkness in order for us to kind of grow and expand faster and differently. Because if you're in the golden age for too long, like, it kind of gets like sterile, right? You kind of have to shake things up a little bit. And so then we go into the other yugas, and then finally it's like, okay, we've been kind of in the dark energy for too long. Now it's time to kind of raise our frequency again. And so there is like a learning, growing, and evolving aspect of it, but you don't need the dark energies to grow and evolve. Only when you've kind of gotten too comfortable with it. So humanity is usually mostly in the golden age, which is what we're meant to be in. We're supposed to be in this divine energy, and we can learn and grow in just 5D energies, 5D and higher energies if we want to. But then it gets kind of like stagnant, so we kind of bring in the darkness in this physical realm, this lower frequency realm only, and in order to kind of shake things up and be able to grow again. But we're meant to be creative and have fun, and we choose to pay our karmic debts. We don't have to, we want to. So so I feel like you're like, I'm done. I'm ready to kind of claim my throne and live the rest of my years in happiness and abundance and whatever my heart chooses. Choose a new direction. Interesting. Okay, so how so? Wow. Okay. So I feel like you're now going to be able to do something that you weren't able to do before, or weren't able to do it in the way that you wanted it to be done. So I'm getting a home and partnership. So if you weren't able to have the romantic love partnership that you wanted, you're now going to be able to do that. If you weren't able to have the home and family life that you've always wanted, the community life that you've always wanted, you're going to be able to do that. So there's a reason that you didn't get all these like kind of comforts that is full of love and divine energy, because love is divine energy. Probably watching a lot of other people have partnerships or homes or communities or like physical home location that they've always wanted, and feeling like they have the love and support while you're kind of just here working your ass off, right? It's because you were meant to go through this really intensive like learning program. You chose to go through it. You chose to fast track through it. You chose to kind of be the leader, kind of show the way for others. You chose to kind of have this template, and now you get to have the things that you felt like you previously could not have, or have the things in a more successful way than you've had in the past. And I'm getting specifically in terms of like people and home. Okay, so let's see. What's coming? We have this like kind of past, present, future kind of energy here. Weight of the world. Wow. Okay, so we have the world twice here. So again, Spirit reiterating to you that this is a very big deal. Like your life is changing in a very drastic way. Very drastic. Boundaries, let go. It is not yours to carry. Releasing burdens. The thing is, like, you probably were in service to others, and that's great. That's that's part of the spiritual initiation, awakening, initiation is you learn to heal by helping others. That's why when you're kind of in like a stuck in a really bad place, mentally, emotionally, the best things you can do is to help someone else, because that's how you get through your own healing. So, yes, you're meant to be in service to others. And then once you finish your spiritual like initiation, you're going to go into this energy of kind of helping yourself a little bit more and just kind of hold that high frequency energy. So for a time, the best way you can now help the collective is not like physically kind of connecting with them all the time, but like literally just working on your own life, expressing yourself creatively as best you can. If that is connecting with others and in a profession or career or line of work, or like kind of life's work that interacts with a lot of other people, then so be it. But for most people, it is just kind of doing your own thing, expressing yourself in the highest authentic way possible. Because the best way you can serve the collective now is being the best version of you. And that's going to be your service to others. So it's going to be as much helping you as it is helping others. And it's going to look selfish to other people. It's like you just do what you want to do all day, every day. But you're holding the frequency. You're holding that vibration for the rest of the collective. And you're being an example. You've done a lot of service to others. Too much. So much. This is a new way of being a service to others. And it's like being a service to your authentic energies, which is going to be an example, and it's going to hold that frequency for others. Not that you're not going to directly help other people physically, but it's more kind of like on a case-to-case basis. If they come by your life, if you already have, like, if you kind of have a work in that, where you're like a public speaker or a teacher of some sort. But it's going to be on a more personal scale, if that makes sense. The people who hold a really, really high frequency, you're not going to, they know how to like shield the energy so people don't bother them. They're kind of out, they're either out in the woods kind of content by themselves, or, they can be in cities, they can be around other people, but people don't notice them because they're so high frequency. People just leave them alone, and they always get whatever if they want more of an audience, they'll get more of an audience. If they need more funding, if they need more abundance, they'll get it. Most of the time they get everything that they need, and they live below the radar. People can't even see them, even in plain sight, even in cities. Just great. They let go, like they don't have any obligation to, because like to be a service to others is to get yourself out too. And then once you get yourself out, you can help from like a different way, from the 5D way. If that makes sense. 5 of Swords in reverse. It's weird. It's weird because you're not like, you probably have this like kind of like activist like energy where you're kind of fighting for the collective and like boots on the ground, posting things to help others and stuff like that, helping your family and friends out so much. And then it's going to feel so weird that you're focusing on yourself, but it's helping people just as much as before, or even more. It's a weird energy to go into because you're not selfish. You're very selfless. You have a very huge heart and you're very emotionally mature. So the fact that you're now in service to others by just being your true authentic self every day, it's a change. It's something that you have to get used to. It's not unpleasant. It's just different. Okay, let's wrap this reading up with the after tarot. This is the before, and we're going to do a bit of the after. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. Okay, just one card. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of abundance and a lot of community, a lot of everything that you need is going to be there. And then you're going to find at some point that expands your light for ascension. Be a peaceful warrior. Help those in need. Remember your magnificence. Yeah. It's you do things on a different level. You might be fighting at like a higher level, and so that's why people don't see you, because you're kind of like CEO level, or like one of like the managing partners or something. But or the the visionary person, the big idea person, or you're kind of just living life and letting things come to you because you're that in tune with the universe. You're that in tune with the source energy, with your true authentic self. That like, if you're needed, you're called. You know what to do. It's really beautiful. Yeah, I feel like you're going to also choose a new direction in terms of work as well. Because you're so at peace now, because you've done all the inner work. You have this majesty and virtue. I feel like you have this king and this emperor energy. It's like people come to you. People know how to find you. People want to find you, and so you don't need to look for work. Work comes to you if you need it. If you think of an idea for a project, even just for yourself, a creative project, or for helping other people out, it just kind of manifests. It's just all the resources of the people. You might even just get the project started and other people take over, and then you're on to the next thing. That's the kind of energy I'm getting. You just help people that you meet randomly, or you might have like a small side business that like people know how to find you if they need you, when you're never left for wanting. Like, you always have what you need in terms of money, in terms of people. You're kind of just focusing on you're like, I worked so hard to get to this place where I can just focus on expressing my authentic self, showing love to the people around me, within my home, within my community. And so you're doing that. It's kind of like, a couple who kind of, works hard in their career when they're younger, so they can have that house and money saved up, and feel like a sense of success and identity within themselves, so that when they have kids, they can spend time with their kids and passing that along. So it's kind of like, now you have this life, and now you can just kind of live this life. That's what you're meant to do. That's what you worked so hard for. So now you can just live, and then just help the people who come across that, and show them how to do what you did. All right, pile 2. Hope this message resonated. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I really appreciate a comment. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hey, pile 3 with the 6 of Cups. I got the numbers 5 and 7 for you. And it's kind of like 5, 6, 7 here with the 6 of Cups. So I feel like if you're kind of in the transition phase, I feel like you're in the middle. So it's like, I'm getting 1, 2, 3, like 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. So I feel like you're kind of like in the middle, but like you're past the threshold. You're for sure past the middle. Like, and you probably felt it recently too. Like, you're not at the beginning of this transition anymore. You're definitely in the second half. 100%. You've passed the threshold, and you're kind of in the beginning of the second half. 5, 6, and 7, and then we just have like 8, 9, right? So like, you're kind of like, if you're wondering how long this transition is going to be, I'm getting that's the kind of energy. You're kind of in the second half for sure. It might correlate to months, so it could have been like, it took 4 or 5 months to get to where you are right now. So whatever's been happening in the past like 4 or 5 months, it's been kind of a transition phase, and you're kind of like have like several months to go, but it's like you know like things are gonna start popping off in the second half. Before it was like kind of leading up to this threshold, and once you're through this door, it's kind of the opposite of what you were doing before. So if you're doing intense kind of inner work or intense kind of decision making and actions right up to this middle of this transition, now it's kind of like things are manifesting, ideas clicking, clarity coming through, things moving, you're able to see things happening. So that's where you are at right now. It's going to be very intense because you're still kind of near the door, near the line. So it's going to be very, like, you're going to see these things very intensely, because it's going to mirror like where you were just a few months ago, but the opposite of that. Instead of you putting the work in, you're getting the results out. I'm getting. Okay. So what's the message for you? The Hierophant. Okay. In reverse. You are a change maker. You are a change maker, and you are here to create huge waves. Wow. And you're meant to do it with your partner. You're meant to do it with a divine counterpart. If you believe in that. But you're meant to do it with someone like your divine counterpart, or your soulmate, or your twin flame, or your husband, wife, whatever you want to call it. Like, you're meant to do it with your person, you know. For those of you who are spiritually inclined, there is no one closer to you in life than your lover, the love of your life. You know, they are your everything. They know more about you, and you have more intense love for them than anyone else, right? You trust them, you love them, you interact with them, and you plan your life with them. Like, they are your partner in life. You know, it's no longer just you; it's you and them, right? It's like your world and their world collides, and you create a whole new vision. You create a whole new dimension to your reality, and you also add on to the collective's reality. So you are meant to be a mover and shaker with your person. Wow, I should have guessed with the Six of Cups, which is a soulmate card, and the reunion card. So I can definitely feel some sort of union coming in. It's kind of funny because when the 5 and 7 came out, I was like, oh, that's interesting that the 5 and 7 came out. It was just the random numbers that came through for this pile. I'm like, oh, I thought it would be more sixes, like 6 of like harmony, number of harmony, yeah. And 6 came through twice for sure. We have another 5 here. Let's see if we can get another 7. All right, so what's your message here? Dusky pink dragon from Andromeda. Interesting. I associate the pink, and I just saw blue here, the pink and blue dragon with divine counterparts. Okay, so prepares all your chakras to embody higher love. Oh yeah, that makes sense. You are being prepared right now to come into union with your divine counterpart, your physical divine counterpart. And you probably felt that because you've come into divine union within yourself, within your in your life, within your connection to source energy and your guides, your higher self. Prepares all chakras to embody higher love. Accept and radiate higher love. Touch others with its flame. So you know you're coming into this union because you have transformed into your 5D self. You have merged with your 5D higher self. And so you do more things more 5D. When you're stepping into the 5D, it just means you're thinking at a 5D consciousness most times. More times than not. More consistently. That's your default operating system, is 5D level of consciousness, meaning that you think more through a higher perspective. And multi-dimensional, you think of things in many different ways. You also can connect to your intuition very well, your discernments, and your other intuitive skills very, very well. You connect to your reality in a higher way. And that's just become more consistently. So that was kind of like the threshold is moving it from 3D to 5D, right? So you're in this like divine energy all the time, consistently, right? You know how to like always have your cup consistently full, to always share that love with others, because you're at that place where you can just have that consistently. And it was probably a tough journey getting here. Not everyone has this journey in this lifetime. But you do, and you can feel it because you're in that energy. You can feel that you're connecting to everything around you, your environment. Even if your environment or where you work or everything around you is the same, quote unquote, it's different because you're relating to everything differently. You know you're in a better place because your environment, it reflects you who you are now. It's a little bit more magical. It's organized. It's clean in the way that you want it to always be. Your health, even your connections to other, how you talk to others, the way that you're thinking most of the time, how you have a handle over your emotions, the activities you're doing day to day. These are all evolved. That's how you know you're in that 5D energy, and that's how you know that you're going to be connecting to someone of the 5D energy. Usually the first person that you meet when you move into the 5D energy is your divine counterpart and soul family. Okay. So Knight of Cups. Yep. It's coming all right for you, pile 3. It's here. All right, so let's see. Let's do like a past, present, future energy. See what your message here is. I do feel like it's from your higher self and also like their higher self. I was literally just saying, and their higher self as well. Wow. The 6 of Cups mirrored like divine counterparts. That is crazy. That is crazy. Wow. This is the before tarot. So you can see that they're like getting ready. They're getting ready to meet. They're getting ready to meet. How cute. You can see like this, like you're getting ready to meet. It came out in reverse, which for me is kind of like it's already aligned. It's already in the works. You two are going to meet soon. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Apple blossoms, choices, knowledge, and illumination. Interesting. I was reading a book where they kept referencing apples was like a smell of like childhood and innocence and home. White are the flowers of apple tree that brings us fruit of fertility. Choices, knowledge, and illumination. I feel like you two are, yeah, because like, you know, divine counterparts are, when they come together, like things happen, big things happen, and not just kind of procreating and creating like indigo children and crystal children, just really like, you know, very spiritual, very wise, very intuitive kids, but projects and businesses and charities and whatever needs to be done here. When counterparts come together, divine counterparts come together, they're a power couple. They're a powerhouse. They get things done. That's awesome. You know, I went to a lecture recently. What was it? With Lauren Eisenhower. And she mentioned divine counterparts really briefly, but she was talking about like the kind of agendas that were out there from negative energies and negative like dark people who are had dark intentions in powerful places to keep divine counterparts from meeting each other. You know, and like the first thing that came into my mind was like, I don't know if I should say this, but like Beyonce and Jay-Z, but like how they're both like have very, very dark energies, and how they're a power couple because they do have a lot of power, but it's on like the dark side. And anything that comes onto this planet is going to have like an equal and opposite energy, right? Because we're in a dualistic energy. I guess that's more 3D. That's the only time they can do it in the 3D. We're moving into the 5D now, so you're going to see a lot of like dark energy power couples, kind of like crazy thing. I'm getting some predictions. Okay, so do some crazy wacky things, like crazy things, like not just like, oh, they cheated or, you know, the deal went bad. Like they're gonna do some bizarre things, like crazy things. I'm seeing some crazy headlines. It's like weird things that you wouldn't think of. Let me kind of channel this. I'm getting like things that like I was like trying to channel it, and they're like, you're not gonna get it because first of all it's a little bit too dark, and also because like it's gonna be somewhat unpredictable, just because like when couples at that dark energy level fight, they fight dirty and they fight in bizarre ways. Like I heard like running them over with a boat. Like I don't know, I don't know what's going on, but it's like, yeah, you're not gonna get it, and you don't want to think about it. So like they're like protecting me, so they're like, don't channel that. And I'm like, okay. But like, yeah. Okay, what was I channeling that for? Okay, yeah, because equal and opposite. And so now that the collective is raising its frequency, and a lot more of us are moving into more 5D energies, even if you're just awakening, you're like, you can see where the higher perspective thinking looks like, and you're able to kind of hold it for longer and longer periods of time. And then when you finally move into 5D for good, which is meaning that you most of the time that you are thinking, you're thinking more in a 5D perspective, more so than not. That's like a default way of thinking. You know, you kind of start linking up with your soul family and your divine counterpart, and like you're going to be able to kind of, because a lot of us, we've been kind of trying to fight in the 3D. We're trying to fight in 5D ways in the 3D, and you know, it's going to hit harder when you fight in the 3D ways, and we're not those kind of people who are going to fight in like dark, malicious ways. So that we kind of transcend into 5D, and now we can kind of, even with our defensive attacks, be able to kind of fight them in a much stronger position. Interesting. Okay, I don't know what that means completely, but let's move on to what Spirit has to say. Reconsider. Reconsider what exactly? Strength. Yeah, so when you're gonna be very powerful. Like you two are gonna be a power couple, and you're gonna be stronger now. You know, it's kind of like this energy where, you know, for example, say you grew up around a neighborhood that was really rough with you, the kids, or like your family or something like that. And like, you're going to be kind of much stronger than them now. And, you know, you might want to fight them initially because like, you know, there's a bit of thirst for revenge, or kind of giving them a taste of their own medicine, or like kind of maybe standing up for other people and pushing them down so they don't repeat those actions anymore. You're like the tough kid on the block now. But, you know, you're going to have to be like, no, I'm with great power comes great responsibility. Like, you're going to have to be like the one who has to pull back and be the bigger person most of the time, you know? So it's like kind of like you're going to want to kind of punish these folks who have been doing very dark things in the 3D. And you have the ability to do so, but it's kind of like you have to set the example of like what's going to be fair, and also what's not going to their level. Because like when you move into higher levels like 5D and higher, doesn't mean that you don't have the ability to go dark. If you channel or talk to anyone who channels or talks to like archangels are like, they're above duality, right? They're in unity consciousness, right? So they have like a very like, it seems like good and bad side, but it's like there's no good or bad in the higher levels of consciousness, right? It's just what it is. So you have the ability to go dark if you wanted to, but you don't. You want to set an example and go light. You know, you don't want to play it out the same way they would, kind of thing, you know, like handle things at the way that they would, which takes more strength, because you probably want to slap them. But you can't, you have to like be the better example, be the better person, kind of thing. Okay, so let's go into past, present, and future. jump in. Wow. Andromedan. Two Andromedan energies. Okay, so these are your starseed family. This is your starseed family, pile 3. Wow. Andromeda. Oh my god. That's so cool. Wow, so synchronistic. Yeah, it's because these both piles they don't have like all these like starseed energies, but I just picked the 2 Andromedan energies. That's crazy cool. All right. Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. Prepares your chakra for embody higher love, accept, say yes to change, accept and radiate higher love. Truth, touch others with its flame. Okay, let's get a clarification. Strength card twice. Are you kidding me? 8, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Wow. Yeah, you're moving along. You're almost there. You're almost there. Sorry, I'm just kind of in amazement. I'm just like staring at the cards. I'm like, oh, I forgot it's still recording. Jump in. It's time. Okay, let's see if we can get some clarification. So we have the before tarot. I'm gonna pull the last cards for the after tarot. Kind of want to get a specific energy. Okay, 10 of Swords. Okay, so death of the old structures. You're going to see a lot of other people. I got specifically because the Hierophant came out with the Lovers. You're going to see, you specifically, pile 3, are going to notice like a lot of mirroring of power couples that were in dark energies, that were in the influencing kind of energy. You know, like artists and movie stars, like people who people knew a lot, or even in the spiritual communities, husband, wives, couples, in businesses. I just got like Bill and Melinda Gates and stuff like that. You're gonna see like that you're gonna mirror one of these power couples, like almost exactly, but in the light. There's gonna be, I feel like there might be one or a few current 3D power couples that you're going to see that you're kind of like mirroring in terms of them having a fall and you kind of coming to the rise. If that makes sense. Wow. And then the Queen of Pentacles. All these cards came out in reverse, which means like things are happening now. And the 8 of Wands. I got prepared for battle. Oh, and then this Queen of Pentacles, she's holding up the pentacle, and in the pentacle you can see the image of the King of Pentacles. They're coming. They're coming, pile 3. I do feel like the more masculine energy is going to be coming to the home of the feminine energy. So I do feel like, no, even physically, even if you two live at a distance, the male is going to come visit the female at the female's like location or area of residence. Physically, yeah. So even if you two meet online or something, I am getting, it could be that you two meet physically and then kind of have like a connection online, and then they're going to come see you in person. If you're the feminine. If you're the masculine, yeah, I do feel like you two meet and it kind of is synchronistic. You two kind of hit it off online and, you know, decide to kind of see the feminine. I feel like both of you are kind of on the same side of the war. You both are kind of ready to take action. I feel like the two of you step into your soul missions very quickly and decide that you want to do something together right away. And it might be something online, so you might do kind of like content creation or a blog, or you might do some classes or something of that sort together initially, just to kind of get things going, because you're both kind of very like on the same page, and you guys are very powerful right off the bat and kind of want to use that power right away. I feel like you two, because of the apple here, you have a lot of knowledge, wisdom. You have a lot of knowledge and wisdom, and you've made a lot of like good life choices to get to where you are now. And so both of you are kind of like, we can do this. We can take this on. And you guys are very successful right off the bat. It's very helpful. I want to pull a few more cards because it's like, what is this energy? Okay. Four of Cups. So, okay, private victory. So we got the 6 again. And the 8. I do feel like when you two come together, it just feels like you two kind of come up with this idea very organically. I do feel like the masculine shares it with the feminine, this idea. But it's something the feminine already has experience in. I feel like the feminine has experience in it, but the masculine has the idea and brings it to the feminine. The masculine just couldn't get it without the feminine. The masculine had to come into contact with the feminine in order to get that idea. The masculine has been waiting for that idea. They knew that they were an idea away from this thing happening. And once the feminine comes in, they get the idea, they share it with the feminine. And it's very successful. Knight of Cups. There's a little bit of courting privately between the two of you through communication. So I'm getting a lot of like messages back and forth, phone calls, that kind of thing. And I do feel like it's the masculine is helping the feminine kind of come into her full power, because the feminine is the one that has the experience in whatever this idea the masculine has is. So the masculine is ready to kind of take action and take the lead, but is like encouraging and giving the feminine confidence in her abilities, her knowledge and skill set to bring whatever this is to kind of flesh out this idea. So the masculine can take action on it, and the masculine does take action on it. Yeah, this is the visiting part. I do feel like one or both of you meet in a location first. This could be someone new or someone coming back into your life, but you guys meet in person first before starting this communication. Yeah, starting this communication. Yeah, and it's private. It's just between the two of you at first. Okay, keeping this idea to yourself, keeping this connection to yourself. It's very positive. It leads to a lot of big aha moments, and it's very healing for the both of you. It's very, very positive. You both kind of shine in your true authentic energies around each other, and things kind of, you know, take off right away. I feel like initially it's just kind of more of like your inner child's getting to know each other. So it's more kind of friendly and very, very innocent in the beginning. It could be more of a friendship at first, even though you both feel this like definite soulmate connection right away. I feel like the both of you are kind of meeting, like your inner childs are meeting first. If that makes sense. Wow. And it does feel like you two are ready to, you've already made up your mind that you're going to do this before you two even met each other and had this idea. You two already knew that that something like this was going to happen. And it does seem like you two are going to, it's going to lead to some sort of, like if you're in childbearing years, like definitely create a child or children. I feel like you're going to be called to have children, or called to take on proteges and mentees. Okay. And the messages are going to keep coming, so I'm just going to keep going until it's done. Yeah, I do feel like you two are maybe at a distance from each other. And the masculine is kind of ripe for starting something new. They're going to be willing to kind of learn what the feminine has been working on. I feel like they just kind of got into it a little bit. So they probably just kind of gotten into whatever the feminine has been working on. They're still just starting to kind of work on learning about that. So whether it's like having a family, or starting a new home, or starting a new project, or starting a new business, or whatever it is, like I feel like the feminine has been working on it and the masculine has just started working on it. I do feel like the masculine brings the resources, the material and financial resources. Or they know how to get it for this project or whatever. And this is the Fool kind of finding the dog, or before the dog knows who it is. I do feel like the masculine comes on a little bit too hot and heavy. Like that, like this is what I want from the relationship, or this is what I want from our work, this is what I want from this. And then the feminine is kind of like feels like the masculine is taking lead too quickly, and the feminine is not used to being in their feminine, because a lot of females they usually have to be more equal in their masculine feminine energy because they need to lead their own life, but then have a little bit like a weird kind of feeling when they have to be more in their feminine energy once a strong and appropriate healthy masculine comes into their life, to give up that like, you know, you take the lead kind of thing energy. It's like a little weird because the feminine has been kind of leading all their life, and very strongly, might I add. It's not like you stop being a leader. It's just that like when it comes to certain, we have the sun here and the money card and the communication. It's kind of like when it comes to certain things, it's like it's okay for your partner to take the lead. You can trust them. They're trusting you. They're gassing you up. They're pumping you up to kind of do your feminine thing. They're respecting it. They're putting it on a high value on it, and they're like willing to like kind of just move into the energy. And you're like feeling a little bit uncomfortable. The feminine's feeling a little bit uncomfortable being pushed into their feminine, and not, you know, it's kind of uncomfortable when you've been kind of in your masculine and feminine energy so much to kind of just push yourself into the feminine. All right, and then we're going to wrap it up with this is the before tarot. We're going to wrap it up with the after tarot. Okay. The feminine knows this is happening. The feminine might have gotten insight that this is happening, or whoever's watching this, you're in your feminine energy. If you're connecting spiritually for a second, you're with your intuition for a second, this is happening. Knight of Cups. Oh, this is the third Knight of Cups. Not even kidding. Knight of Cups, Knight of Cups, Knight of Cups. There is romance coming. I think it's weird for the feminine too, because the masculine knows how to replenish their own cup, and the feminine in this case is the one who needs a little bit more of their cup being filled. So the masculine kind of steps up and does that. I feel like the feminine kind of feels out of her element to have the masculine kind of be very masculine, healed, and take care of the physical stuff, but then also encourage her to be in the feminine and hold space and give her that energy. And it's just kind of like the feminine's like feels too like needy or kind of like uncomfortable taking that much for the masculine, but the masculine's like, no, this is what I'm supposed to do. I want you to do what you do. I'm giving you the space and the energy and protection so you can do what you can do. Where the feminine kind of wants to be like, I want to nurture you and help you emotionally. And the masculine's like, I got it. I can do it on my own. And the feminine's like, well, what's my purpose here? What do I do? And the feminine's supposed to bring through those their gifts and their expertise. The feminine has been working on this for a long time. It's just weird for the feminine to kind of just solely focus on that now and to share that knowledge with the masculine. And while being taken care of them, and while not taking care of them, while being taken care of by the masculine and not taking care of the masculine also because they're taking care of themselves, the feminine feels kind of out of sorts, kind of like weird and kind of like, I'm not feeling comfortable with that. Being so independent girl boss for so long, right? Okay, 10 of Pentacles. That's this. I think that's the second time that we got that too. I don't know. Yeah, we definitely see that. Oh, here's the dog again. And here's a kid again. Oh my God. A pet and a kid. Comes in real quick. Are you ready? Are you ready? Things are going to pop off. You're going to have a family in an instant. Not so scary. Don't worry. And the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Pentacles. Work. I also feel like the masculine brings in work, and it feels uncomfortable for the feminine to kind of go along with the masculine on their idea for this. I feel like the feminine is so unsure because they've done something like this before. And so then to do it again, it's kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that again. But it's with the masculine, so it's like a little bit different. Wow, but look at this. It's built. And the Eight of Pentacles is always like building, but this one's built. Eight, 9, 10 of Pentacles. Wow, things get built pretty quickly. This new business idea or this new home or this new family, whatever it is, it could be more than one thing. It gets built pretty quickly and built well. Wow. Okay. Is there any other messages? I feel like spirits like keep going. I want to keep going. Okay, here we go. Now we're ending. Okay, it's divine timing. The Empress. Love that. It's time for the feminine. I feel like the feminine feels kind of weird taking so much from the masculine right off the bat. Because the feminine's so used to doing all that for themselves. But like the feminine, if you're coming together with your divine counterpart, you can do this, divine feminine. You can finally just be at the height of your intuition, the height of your creativity, the height of your imagination, the height of your authentic expression, and the height of your psychic gifts, the height of your fertility, the height of your, energy. And it's just going to expand and grow from then on. So I feel like it's kind of weird for you because you had to kind of keep going back and forth between your feminine and masculine energies in order to kind of live this life in the physical. But now you're there in the 5D. And the masculine's like, I got it. Any like emotional stuff that comes up, they're emotionally mature too. They can handle their own inner work. You don't need to help them, you know? In fact, they can help you with your inner work if you need it. And they got the physical stuff down, or they know how to figure it out. And they're just asking you, hey, what's next? What do you want to work on? What's your intuition saying? What do you visualize? Let's brainstorm together. What do we need to work on? What's say the word and I can make it happen. Like, and the femine's like uncomfortable because like they're so used to being kind of like, no, I do things for myself, and like, but even if you have independent projects, like your masculine is also like encouraging that. So not only do you have to not take care of the masculine so much, but they're taking care of you for you to take care of like things that you want to work on, which is a real kind of backwards energy from what we've been seeing in society with the divine feminine dead for so long. You know, the divine feminine energy so dead for so long. It's confusing. It's a head scratcher. I'm even thinking like, how is this gonna happen? All right, last card. Okay, fire and water. Okay. Enables your life to flow with loving force. Prepare for change and to move forward quickly. Expect the unexpected. Have fun. Yeah. So it's kind of like, I feel like you're out of sorts, beautiful divine counterparts, because like it's like even the masculine energy is like, I can figure this out. I know how to do this. The ideas come quickly. Things come together quickly, and you're kind of surprising yourself even like, wow, I built this and I built it so well. Like, you know, even the masculine's getting confidence. Like, what else does the feminine have for an idea? Want to get this crib built? Got it done. You know, I even found a crib tree. Like, you know, like something like, it's just like, you know, even the feminine's giving the masculine confidence by like how much the masculine can build and in a short period of time. How it's just magically working. Like, how is this working? We're just kind of both just figuring things out, like creatively, thinking of things and just manifesting them quickly, because the divine counterparts have intense amount of power. Fire and water. It feels like it doesn't make sense. Like the masculine having fire and the feminine being that water energy. It feels like it shouldn't make sense, but it works so well. And you both are kind of like have this like kind of like little bit of a trial run for a while, kind of seeing, you know, how you two can work together. All right, I'm just gonna pull the Andromedan energy. I'm just gonna ask that question. What was the Andromedan energy about? Trust the timing with the Wheel of Fortune here. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Yeah, I definitely felt that like with like I felt like in the past it was like, oh, I'm being like, my manifestation is being withheld or slowed down or this and that. But like when it's time, when it's divine timing, it's divine timing. Like you start like I don't know. I feel like I like kind of pushed back a few years of work because I was getting a lot of other things done that I wanted to do it in a loving way. But then I found that in 6 months I was able to catch up in those train whistle confirmation. And so it's like, no matter, like, you are meant to be right here. If there's anything that you need to catch up on, they'll fast track it for you. So there's no time wasted. Okay, and then lastly, the great serving. Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. Yeah. I feel like the feminine and masculine are also healing from the absence of feminine energy and masculine energy in their lives with each other. So there's like a little bit of a healing curve and getting used to this kind of manifestation energy and being in your true divine powers, your divine masculine, divine feminine energies, and then working with each other. It's a very fast learning curve. I mean, too fast. You guys get things done. Prepare for things to move really, really fast, but it's going to be really, really fun and very, very enjoyable. All right, pile 3, I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, I really appreciate like a comment. With that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light.